All right, well, I got a little bit of a story to tell you. Last 48 hours in the state of Washington haven't exactly been good to me. So it's Tuesday now. I'm about 12 hours removed from this giant clusterfuck that was my Sunday and Monday. But I woke up Sunday morning at about 5 a.m. With food poisoning. I don't know where I got it. I don't know how I got it. I had like a sandwich at a restaurant, so I don't think it was that. So the only other thing that I can think of was that I got like a bad beer or something, but that still doesn't even really make sense to me. But I had food poisoning in the morning. Once I had a cup of coffee though, I was fine, which was really weird. But then once I got that sorted out, I headed over to Mount Rainier National Forest. It was about an hour and a half drive from where I was, and the drive itself was fine. But once I got into the forest was when I had my problems. So going up into Rainier National Forest, you go through the town of Carbonado, and basically once you hit Carbonado, there is literally zero cell service all the way up, as far up the trails as you can go. So I got to the area of Carbonado, and I started going up the forest roads, which were pretty easy roads to drive. But as I was going up, another driver was coming down from the trailhead. I was going uphill. This driver was coming downhill. And they did not yield to me at all. They did not move over on the trail at all. So I had to go over, and I made the bad decision to go over towards the shoulder, not realizing how soft the shoulder was. So the driver that did not yield to me just kept going. They did not stop to help at all. And then after a few failed self-recovery attempts, I actually made it worse. So I didn't have any other choice but to try to get down into town to get some service. So fortunately for me, the first night I had a few people that were on the trail offer to help. And this guy, Trevor, drove me back down into town, and I eventually ended up staying at a hotel in Huntley, Washington. But anyway, so I had to leave my truck in the National Forest overnight, which is not something that I wanted to do, but I really didn't have any other options. So I got down into town, and I started my roadside assistance claim with my insurance company, which turned out to be a giant debacle. So I gave them all of the information that they needed. I told them exactly where the truck was. I told them exactly what the truck needed. I knew that it needed two trucks, at least two trucks. I knew that it needed winches, and I knew that it was going to basically be, a recovery effort. And I talked to about 6 different representatives with Ajero, who is the State Farm roadside assistance subsidiary. All of which assured me that everything would be taken care of, things would be great, and I would be back on the road in no time. It would be fine. It would be taken care of. They were going to get me taken care of that night. It was going to be fine. That didn't happen. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning with my request canceled. So I had to start that whole process over again. I talked to 3 or 4 more representatives, all of which did not have any of the same information, only to find out at 9:30 in the morning that recovery is not covered by roadside assistance. Long story short, I waited 15 hours for help because I was told that help was coming, and then 15 hours later was told, oh yeah, sorry, we can't help you. So that was extremely frustrating. I feel a little bit bad for the representative from Ajero that I yelled at, but at the same time, that was unacceptable. Waiting 15 hours to tell me that you can't help me while knowing that my stuff is an hour away from me, sitting in a national forest, is unacceptable. Quite honestly, State Farm is lucky that my truck was not vandalized. I am extremely lucky that my truck was not vandalized sitting in a national forest overnight, but that whole experience with State Farm and Ajero was just unacceptable. I don't have an issue with them not being able to provide recovery services. I understand that an insurance company might not want to do that because of the risks involved with recovery services. I get it. The issue that I have was that they waited 15 hours to tell me that they couldn't help me after telling me they could. That was the biggest issue, because I could have had it figured out that night with some local guys. So after I found out that State Farm and Ajero were no longer going to be able to help me, I contacted some local guys, specifically a group called the Washington Off-Road Recovery Network. I can't thank these guys enough. I mean, these guys dropped everything for some random dude on the internet that needed help. And they came out into Rainier National Forest, and they were able to get my truck recovered. So first of all, I gotta say thank you to Isaac, Zach, and Cam. You guys, seriously, you saved you saved my ass, quite literally. So the recovery effort was pretty substantial. So this truck is heavy as all hell. I think, I haven't officially weighed it, but I'm pretty sure my truck is every bit of 7,000 pounds. All of the weight, the majority of the weight is on the passenger side of the vehicle, which is the side that was downhill. I'll put up some pictures so that you can see what predicament I was in. So I have a little bit of video of the recovery. And for a bunch of amateurs, a bunch of guys that are not professionals at recovering vehicles, this was a seriously impressive recovery. The truck was sitting at, we measured on the back bumper, the truck was sitting at 31 degrees. The Power Wagon, the 2500 Power Wagon, has a tip over point of 31 degrees. The Jeep Wrangler, I believe, is about 35 degrees. And again, that was on the rear bumper, and you can see from this picture that the front bumper was significantly further downhill. So all of that to say, I don't know how the hell this truck stayed up on four wheels. I am amazed that this thing did not fall over, it did not roll down the hill. Something helped keep this truck upright. A few more millimeters and that thing would have gone over. So to make the recovery, what we ended up doing was we had another Ram 1500 behind me, and we had a 4Runner in front of me. What we did then is we took some tree saver straps and some snatch blocks and tied to some trees up on the hill to change the direction of the pull to straight back up onto the road. So we attempted to do that a couple times, but the truck was so heavy that it was quite literally pulling the Ram 1500 uphill and the 4Runner downhill. So we had the 4Runner with the winch, and behind the 4Runner was a Lexus GX 470 with a tow strap, and behind the Lexus was a Ford F-250 tied to the back of the Lexus. And then behind me, we had that Ram 1500, and then we had a Chevy 2500 tied to the back of that to keep it from getting pulled uphill. From there, we pretty much just had to brute force it back up a couple more feet back up onto the road. And then once we got it back up onto the road, with the winches still attached, I was able to get back in it, put it in four-wheel drive, and give the winches a little bit of an assist to get back up onto the road. And I just don't know, I don't know how. I really don't know how I ended up without some serious damage here. I feel extremely lucky. I felt extremely unlucky when the situation happened, but now looking back at everything that has happened with the situation, I feel extremely lucky. I feel extremely fortunate, especially for the random people that decided to drop what they were doing and help me out. I mean, Isaac drove 2.5 hours each way just to come help me. And, like, never met the guy before ever in my life, you know? Cam and Zach drove 1.5 hours each way to come help some guy that they didn't know. And that means the world to me. Like, if it wasn't for those guys, I don't know what I would have done. I'd probably still be stuck on the side of that National Forest road. So for now, I think we're gonna relax. I'm supposed to meet my friend Oliver on the Oregon coast tomorrow morning. Was thinking about going up to the Olympic Peninsula today. I'm kind of at the bottom of the Olympic Peninsula right now, but I kind of just don't want to. I think I'm going to sit here at this campsite, and then I'm going to meet Oliver down on the coast tomorrow, and we'll kind of go from there. I'm ready to just chill on a beach for a little bit and not have to worry about anything for a while, because it's been a rough few days. But everything is okay, we're okay, truck's okay, Archie's okay, and everything is still going, and we're going to keep on keeping on. So I don't know when the next time is that you guys will see me, probably on the beach. I have some videos I need to shoot while I'm out there for some jobs, but the beach will probably be the next time you guys see me. So until then, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.